Hello everyone, and welcome to Deep Freeze, another series in Project Zomboid here on this channel. This time we're going to be looking at a bit of more of a focused approach than the previous two series that we did, as I mentioned previously. So to get started, let's take a look at the mod list, removing anything that is not enabled. So, the core of this series is going to be based on, well, the titular Deep Freeze is the cryogenic winter mod. This mod makes, as it says, cold is now lethal, -30 Celsius to -80 Celsius. So I've chosen the normal mode, which is pretty rough as it is. This is going to make winter very difficult to survive. I'm going to have our character constantly, like, fully wrapped in, like, quite a few layers of clothing to be able to survive this. Now, the reason why this is a concern, because in normal Zomboid, this would be concerning, but, you know, houses with power have perfect temperature, so you wouldn't have to worry about it as long as you're in a house that has electricity. And vehicles have air conditioning systems that are, frankly, you know, way too powerful for being able to withstand something like this. Now, the reason why that doesn't matter in this series is, for one thing, we're using the preset that starts 6 months later. So we're going to be starting in December, after the power's already gone out, water has already gone out, the the houses are not going to be warm. So cryogenic winter is going to be very concerning in that front. And to add to that, we will not be using vehicles whatsoever. Once again, as sort of a balancing thing, because vehicles kind of trivialize cryogenic winter. They also trivialize the other aspect of this series, which is our objective. Now, our objective is going to be this Wolf Extraction Quest. So this is a mod that came out a while back. It came out last year. It allows you to actually escape the game map. It gives you a win condition. So you configure when you start the game where the helicopter is going to end up at, and you have to make it to that location, either find a military walkie-talkie to call it, or start with the walkie-talkie. We'll be starting with the walkie-talkie for a couple of reasons that I'll get to. And then you have to wait for the helicopter to arrive and then take you off map. So that's going to be our main goal. And I'll spoil it right now. The helicopter is going to it's going to land in Louisville at the mall. So that's going to be a hell of a thing to get to, especially because we will not be using vehicles. Now, in the base game, that would be a pretty significant challenge on its own, because, I mean, depending on where you start, getting into Louisville in general, especially on 6 months later because of the amount of Zeds, is very dangerous. But to add to this, I'm running the 120 map mod collection, which is a wonderful map collection on the Steam Workshop that has collected, as stated, of 120 different maps and made them work together very nicely with minimal to no lag. Highly recommended. It's linked in the collection that I made as a part of this, and I highly recommend using it if you're going to do a similar thing. It's very easy to set up, so highly recommend it. But yeah, so that's the other part of this. We're going to be spawning pretty much as far away physically as possible from Louisville. So getting all the way up there and getting onto this helicopter is going to be a serious challenge that, frankly, I probably will not succeed at, but I'm going to try my best. I wanted to do something like this a while back. There was a thread on the subreddit that talked about something like this, and I saw it at the time and I was like, ooh, that's really neat. That sounds really hard, but I think I could probably try and manage something like that. So I've kind of had that in my pocket for a while now, and I decided to finally give it the go now that I ended the old series, and the one of the big problems was just having, goals to do. So hence, that's what we're going to be working on. So as far as the rest of the mods in this pack are concerned, if I get rid of the maps, you can see. Generally, it's a lot of the mods that I tend to use in every series. You see stuff like, Arsenal and something like the quality of life mods and stuff like that. The mods that are important for this, I think, for this kind of challenge is Braven's Camouflage. So this lets you camouflage yourself with zombie gore and stuff like that to make zombies less likely to go after you for a short period of time. Pretty neat. Might really be necessary considering the amount of zombies we're going to be dealing with in this. So we'll have to see. We got everything normal like Britta's weapons pack. More QOL stuff. Anti-lag. I did include this, like the dash roamer and the RV interior stuff. And the reason why I included that is even though we're not going to be using vehicles to drive, if I run into an RV, I don't mind using that for like a one-night stay sort of thing. I wanted to have the potential, like we saw sort of in the Darkerdam series, where it's like, I had the that RV that was like up on a road in North Darkerdam that I was using as like a little staging point. I kind of like the idea of maybe like we might run into a random RV out there that I can break into and like stay one night in or something like that. I don't intend to get like locked down in it, and like I said, I'm not going to be driving any vehicles with this character whatsoever. But I like the idea of it. So if it happens, it happens. I'm not going to be, like forcing that to happen whatsoever. But let's see what else we got. We got typical stuff, evolving traits world. Some more QOL stuff. This is the other Braven's mod that I think is pretty important. It's the hide mod, so you can hide using furniture and stuff like that in case zombies get into an area. Because, like, I've done a little bit of testing with this, and this is my first time running the 6 months later preset stuff, and there are a lot of zombies. So, especially considering that I can't go outside very often, or at least not for very long, depending on like what clothing I'm wearing. This might end up becoming really necessary. Now that I think about it, there's one more part of this that's pretty important. Here it is. Random zombies, day and night. So, to make this even more silly, what this mod does is it allows you to override what zombies are capable of depending on what time of day it is. So, we're going to get into this more when we go through the config settings when we're setting up the game in a minute here. But daytime zombies are going to be pretty normal, like your typical like shamblers and like fast shamblers. Nothing crazy there. No nothing out of the ordinary. But at night, we're going to be running a small amount of sprinting zombies and more fast shamblers. So every time night hits, and during winter night hits, I believe at 8 p.m. So 20. When night hits, it's going to run a check and swap all the zombies on the map into the percentage settings that we're going to set. And so that's going to make nighttime really inadvisable. I'm not going to be going outside at night much at all, if ever. So if I get caught out at nighttime, it's probably going to be the end of this series, because sprinters are terrifying enough in this game. Nighttime sprinters are even worse because it's just harder to see. So that'll be fun. Everything else is pretty much the same as normal. Stairs alert and some random, like, mods that I just like. Like, the only cure, probably not going to be necessary or, like, relevant, but it might be, so who knows. This mod pack isn't very large, realistically, ignoring the 120 map mods. So I decided that it was, like, fine to keep that in. Okay, without further ado, let's get started on configuring the server for play. Okay, so here we are at the select spawn location, which is the first part where we actually have to make some choices here since we're doing a custom apocalypse thing. So we're going to be going at the furthest south location away from Louisville, and in my testing, that seems to be the Erie County C spawn. Because it spawns you in, like, the Erie, main city, I believe. Which is very far south. I'll include a map to show. I mean, you'll see when we get into game, so maybe I won't need to. We're going to be pretty far away from Louisville. It's going to take us a long time on foot to get there, especially with how difficult it's going to be getting through all the zombies and all the, freezing cold conditions, and also having to carry all our things with us on our back. So, we'll be going with Erie C. Alright, so we've already got the preset set up here. As you can see, zombie count is on insane. This is because this is a edited preset. So the way that you make this is just you go to the 6 months later default preset. This comes with the game. You click on that, and then that's basically everything. All I did, in terms of like actual things that I changed myself, is I added weapon multi-hit, because I always put weapon multi-hit, because I'm a baby and that's how I play, so whatever, move on. And I just changed, like, some things with the vehicles, like initial gas very low, so I can't siphon gas from them as much. Yeah, I think that's about it. Like, all the rest of the stuff is all, like, the 6 months later preset makes them that, like, oh yeah, I changed, oh no, this is what it's navigate for, the default is basic navigation, but 6 months later changes to navigate. And environmental attacks, this is also because of 6 months later. Okay, so, yeah, you can see the default population numbers are kind of crazy. It's like 3, it doesn't increase, so that's something. It's at a 1, so it doesn't really go higher. Now that I think about it, I am going to turn respawning off still. I didn't think about this before I got to this point, but I'm still going to disable respawning. Even though we're not going to be staying in an area or anything like that, I just don't like zombie respawning. It doesn't feel organic, so I'm just going to get rid of it. No need to bother with that. Other things I changed is I got rid of Bixcalibur, of course, because it's silly and I don't like it. But I still like the Bic pen mod, because it's nice to be able to only have to carry one pen around if I want to draw. And this is the other thing. Oh, well, we'll get to Wolf in a second. So this is the random zombies day and night mod. What I've done is all I have is the day and night preset, no special preset enabled. Don't need that. Don't want to bother with that. And you can see the winter night start here is at 20 and it ends at 6 a.m. So it's going to be early nights. So it's going to be kind of concerning. We're gonna have to really struggle to like get done what we need to during the day. So daytime, we have 5% crawlers, 70% shamblers, 25% fast shamblers. So daytime is going to be relatively easy. Nothing that scary. Like, I mean, fast shamblers are, like, in the previous game, all of zombies were fast shamblers. So, like, this is actually, like, pretty easy by comparison. Except that we do have 20% tough zombies. So, these are going to be zombies that are going to take, like, multiple hits, even from, like, say, Wes with his ridiculous bladed weapons skill and, like, his machetes and stuff like that, or the katana. These zombies would probably take a couple of hits to go down, even with that, so. And I've disabled Smart. This is, like, this comes default on with, like, a little bit, I think, like, 5. Yeah, no, this is awful. This is just zombies that know how to open doors and can, like, detect you through walls from, like, really minute noises. This is not fun. I do not play with this, so this is not happening. Same thing at night. I'm not doing smart zombies. But at night, instead, we have 5% crawlers, only 25% shamblers, 67% fast shamblers, and 3% sprinters. Now, this may not sound like a lot, but this is 3% of all zombies on the map, which there are going to be, frankly, an absurd amount. So this is going to be a lot of sprinters. I mean, just think about it this way. In every pack of 100 zombies, which even on normal settings, 100 zombies is really not that much, like, to see. There's going to be 3 sprinters in that group, and one sprinter could easily just end your run. So this is going to be concerning for me. And most zombies at night are going to either be of average HP or tough. no smart. Not dealing with that. Okay, and then the only other thing that I've changed is Wolf. So with Wolf, these are the configurable settings that you can do. I've kept almost everything default except that we're going to start with the item needed for extraction. This is the military radio. Because of the cryogenic winter and our lack of transportation, I don't want to have to, like, get to the extraction point, not have the thing, and then have to spend a bunch of episodes dicking around looking for the radio all over the map. I just don't want to deal with that. That's not the goal of this series. So we're going to spawn with the radio, and hopefully I'm not going to do something stupid and leave it behind somewhere or get it, like, you know, drop it or whatever. Hopefully we're going to keep that the entire time, all the way until we make it to the end, and I'm not going to do anything dumb. We'll have to wait and see on that, though. And of course, the only other thing is that normally the extraction zone is random. I have chosen the Louisville, Ohio Mall because it's horrifying and pretty much all the way up north of the map. So it's going to be very annoying to get to, very difficult, and I've also never actually been there. I've never been to the mall in Louisville. I've been to Louisville quite a few times, but usually I stick around like the high-rise apartments and like the rich neighborhood and stuff like that. I've never really messed with the mall because it's kind of a nightmare, so that's going to be a nice little challenge right at the end of the series if I make it that far. Everything else is, as I said, default to 6 months later, so that's how you set up the save. So, next we have our character. I've already prepared this in advance. So we're going with Park Ranger. I decided that this made the most sense because, again, we're going to be traveling a lot. We're not going to be using vehicles at all. So we're going to have to be able to move through the woods pretty quickly. So we do get movement speed around trees, which is nice. We know all trap recipes, so we could trap some food on our way, if possible. We're also running the mod that allows us to set up traps nearby to where we are, and they can still work. They have a chance to work still. So normally in Zomboid, if you're too close to a trap, it just won't do anything. It'll just sit there. That mod just makes it so that thing is gone. So, you know, in the case that, like, say we set up in an area and I want to just, like, quickly throw down some snares or whatever and maybe get lucky and catch something overnight, that'll give us at least a chance to do so, even though it's unlikely. This also gives us an axe skill, carpentry. Carpentry's probably not going to be that useful, but I don't know. I might end up boarding up places we stay in overnight, considering sprinters and shit. I don't know. I'll have to see. It depends. I really haven't done, like, that in-depth testing on this. Although I have played with settings similar to this in the past with the zombies, so we'll see. But those were kind of more normal series where I wasn't moving around as much. We have bonuses to foraging and trapping, and of course a bunch of, like, radius and weather effect and darkness effect stuff with foraging. Some pretty significant bonuses there. So that'll help us out if we need to forage for food on our way. So when it comes to the non-park ranger stuff, I've taken, and this is, I'll explain this in a second here. For the negatives, I've taken High Thirst, which is our only normal negative. That's going to be our only main issue, and it honestly might be too much of an issue. We'll have to see. I'm not sure how bad this is going to be yet. And then we've taken basically 3 free negative traits. Motion Sickness, which is sickness while driving. Student Driver, which is vehicles move slow, they make more noise, and you can't handle them that efficiently. And Sunday Driver, which is just, you know, reduces your speed and stuff. Now, yeah, this is kind of silly because, of course, we can't use vehicles in this playthrough anyway, so these are just, you know, what, free 12 points? But the reason why I did this is because I do not want to take my normal free traits, which is, like, underweight, or obese, or very underweight, or something like that. Normally, I would take these, or, like, deprived is another one that I always take. Because that's just, you start with absolutely nothing, but you spawn in a house, so realistically you're probably going to find something, right? I can't find it on the list here, but it's in here somewhere, deprived. It's like +8 or +6 or something like that. Yeah, so those and Smoker normally are like all the free ones I take, and usually it gives me more, and that gives me more points than this. but I don't want to take those. I think that those are too detrimental to this kind of a playthrough. Like, underweight would be basically a death sentence because I'm expecting us to have some pretty significant food problems. It's going to be probably very difficult for us to get enough food to get by, so underweight would be kind of just too dangerous to take. I think we would probably just die of starvation if we took underweight. So that locks out 2 of my normal traits. On the other hand, overweight and obese are also off the table because I think that they're kind of too strong for what we're doing, because they do the opposite. We start with very high character weight, and then we don't actually have to eat anything for quite a long time. I think that would give us just too much of an advantage for that, because we could just stockpile food while we're moving along. And then we just, you know, we don't have to worry about food until we get all the way down to 75 kilos. And that's not really what I want to do here. I want this to be like a pretty normal, like, food is going to be a problem, but it's not going to kill our character, like, instantly, sort of thing. So, hence I didn't take any of those. And I also didn't take Smoker because I don't really know how Smoker works with the 6 months later. I don't know how, like, the availability of tobacco is, and I just didn't want to deal with carrying around extra crap. So, none of those. None of my normal free traits that I would normally take in this game are taken here. Or injured. I also usually take injured, but again, that's just, like, too detrimental, especially because I've seen what the zombie amounts are like. Like, we're gonna have problems probably instantly when we start. So, I don't want to deal with that crap. So, because of those free points that we've got, I mean, it made up for the points that Park Ranger takes away. We've also taken a couple of positive traits. We've taken Prepared Pack. So, this just starts us with a regular hiking bag. Not the best backpack, but a pretty good one. Again, I think this is kind of self-explanatory. This series just kind of doesn't work if I don't find a backpack, and trust me, from the amount of time I've played in this game, that's quite frequent that I just don't find a backpack for ages. I know that Wes got his backpack pretty quickly, but it's just like, I'm not very lucky when it comes to this usually. And this series just does not work if I don't have a backpack. So I thought, rather than having to just, like, restart a bunch of times on episode 1 and then waste what little time I have to record this during the week, I'm going to just start with a regular hiking backpack. And it makes sense for our character, right? So, our character doesn't have a name yet, but he's a park ranger. He is an outdoorsman. This character really likes the outdoors. They don't spend a lot of time inside. They don't drive cars. They like to walk everywhere, stuff like that. This character would be prepared with a backpack. They would necessarily be a part of what they do. So I thought that was reasonable when going with it. So continuing on now to Outdoorsman. Outdoorsman's actually pretty strong for actually being outdoors. It gives you a significant, like a 90% reduced chance of catching a cold, which will actually help a lot considering we're in cryogenic winter. So it's going to be quite a bit more difficult for our character to catch a cold, which will probably save our lives. It gives a minus 50 or minus 63% chance of getting scratched / lacerated when walking or running through trees. So it's minus 50% walking, or actually it's probably minus 63% walking and then minus 50% running. Or maybe it's minus 50% scratched, minus 63% lacerated. Either way, less likely to get cut if I'm running through trees, which also is, you know, quite a nice bonus because we're going to be moving fast through trees. So if I do need to run through trees at night, like away from sprinters maybe, then that'll help a lot. We light fires at double speed, and we have a 33% chance, a reduced 33% chance of breaking fire kindling. So lighting fires is fast and also less likely to destroy our materials. And it also gives us some more bonuses to foraging, which is nice. Our character should be quite efficient at foraging with all the stuff that we have. Our next trait is well-fitted, which is worn clothing weighs half as much and does not impose any speed penalty. So this is a pretty powerful trait. It's going to allow us to carry more because our clothing isn't going to weigh as much, and we're going to be wearing a lot of clothing because of cryogenic winter. So I thought that this was pretty logical to take in reducing the amount of weight that I'm just taking up with our clothing. And of course, you know, we want to be as fast as possible, considering that zombies are going to be as fast as possible at night if we end up getting caught out. Or if I end up needing to travel for multiple nights through wilderness. And, like, this just in. I probably will, because like, the amount of ground that we have to cover is huge, and there are tons of zombies in the cities. So traveling through the woods is probably going to be better, but also that's going to mean that we're going to be in the woods at night in cryogenic winter, which could easily kill us. So anyway, last trait we have is Pack Mule. So Pack Mule is maximum carry capacity increased. Strength has more impact on carrying capacity. And we do start with 5 strength. So we're going to have quite a lot of carry capacity. And again, this just rolls into the character of, like, I want to be able to carry everything that we need to be able to survive all the way to Louisville on my character every single day throughout this entire journey. So Pack Mule is going to be our capstone there at -7 points. That's going to be our big boy. So that's going to be our character. There's a lot of different ways you could go with this. I feel like there's a lot of decent, like, setups you can do, like, towards this sort of challenge. I think that Park Ranger is probably the best one, unless you're, like, gonna do, like, some sort of, like, gun start or something like that. Yeah, I mean, like, outside of that, I'd say, like, the only other ones are, like, fitness instructor for the extra fitness and sprinting, so you can run away really fast. Like, a lot of these other ones don't really matter too much, because, again, like, generators doesn't matter. I'm not carrying a generator around with me. Vehicles are irrelevant, so, like, mechanic doesn't matter. Yeah, so that's gonna be our character. Let's move on and actually make them. So the last time I tested this, I ended up, my very first random character was Keith Bergman here, and you know what, I kind of like Keith. He's got kind of a silly, like, hat and glasses combo going on here, but I kind of like it. I like the bucket hat. So I think we're going to start off with Keith Bergman here, and hopefully he will survive and not get completely obliterated at the start. So with all that said, after that long-winded introduction, let's get in and see what kind of hell awaits us on our journey up to the Louisville Mall. Alright, welcome to... Oh, Jesus. Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are in on our playthrough here as Keith Bergman. I would have liked to have read out the thing, but we were already in a situation. We spawned on an open rooftop, with a lot of zombies already knowing where we are. So I've got to hurry up and figure out a way to get us out of here. So let's see if I can figure something out here. Oh boy, this is not good. This garbage bag we probably don't need, but I'm gonna take anyway. There are zombies already inside the building below us, so that's pretty bad. Bottles, okay, that's good. We can fill those with water. Yeah, that's a problem. As you can see, there's frankly an absurd amount of zombies. We don't have zombies on our door here just yet, but we have no idea when they might get there. So this is tainted water, but I'm gonna fill all of our bottles with it anyway. Boy. Yeah, our character is terrified, and rightfully so. I was really hoping we would spawn, like, somewhere reasonable and not in this. Jesus. God, they're all around the building, too. There's, like, no way that I can go inside. It's just way too dangerous with this many coming in through the front. Well, anyway, the thing at the start basically just said that, it was like a little roleplay kind of blurb about, like, you know, we met a guy, he gave us a map to the extraction thing. It's unfortunate that he died and he's never going to get out. Yeah, horrible. Why are we taking damage? Oh, it's super freezing outside. Right. So, yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna do about this. I think we're gonna have to jump off this roof and then start running. Let's take a second to look at the map. We're outside, so we're freezing to death. Yeah, so this is where we are. This is where we need to be. Louisville, Ohio Mall. We don't know much about this place, and I really don't know much about this this city at all, so it's going to be a struggle getting out of here. We gotta do it soon because we're just freezing to death. I need to find some place that I can get us clothes, or it's going to be a pretty fast reset. So I need to find a safe way down. man. Not good, not good, not good, not good. Alright, you know what? We're just gonna make it, we're gonna go for it. And so it begins. You stare at the map in your hands, tracing the lines with your finger. The dying man had pressed it into your palm, his last gift to you. He had whispered about an extraction point where a helicopter would come save you, but you need a military walkie-talkie, which we have, to call the pilot. You feel a pang of sadness knowing the man who gave you the map would never see you make it to safety. But you steel yourself for the dangerous journey ahead. You fold the map carefully, tuck it into your pocket, ready to begin. And here we are. With, full disclosure, Keith the second, because my first attempt at this died horribly, pretty much instantly, because of a bad spawn. So, here we are. Not in the middle of the city this time, so that's good. We seem to be in some sort of, like, I don't know, like shed? Garage? I'm not sure. Either way, we are nearly 17 kilometers away from Louisville, Ohio Mall, on the other side of the map, basically. As you can see, this is the furthest point that we could have spawned, realistically, from the Louisville Mall. And that's where we need to get to. In our inventory is the U.S. Army walkie-talkie and the extraction zone map, both of which I'm going to put away. This is the key to the door that we spawned in here. So I'm going to try and keep our character nice and quiet. As you can see, there's no electricity, so the temperature of 35°C is already, like, pretty cold. It's not great. Our body temperature is falling quite quickly, so we're going to have to get moving. We're going to be taking some metal pipes here. Our character doesn't have any kind of weapon specialties, I think, other than, like, axe, which is probably irrelevant. So we're just going to be taking whatever we can get our hands on, realistically. You know, I'm not going to be picky about weaponry in this playthrough. We're not Wes here. We're not going to be, you know, studying the blade or whatever. We're just going to be taking whatever we can get our hands on and using it whenever we have to. Hopefully, I don't have to fight very many zombies at all, because there's a lot of them and they're kind of scary. And I don't want to deal with that crap. So, we're just taking everything that we can grab here. I'm not really being too picky. Alright, so we gotta... Alright, so that's outside. Don't want to go out there. And where the bloodlust thing showed up already. Yeah, I don't hear any zombies in here, so this is actually pretty good. So yeah, like, talking about spawns from my testing of this, and then also my first attempt, this is by far the best spawn that I've seen. I wasn't, like, re-rolling for better spawns or anything like that, so I'm very happy to have found a spawn here where I can actually, like, do some things before I get obliterated by zombies. It's very nice to actually have some options, especially because we're getting clothing. Again, this is the first time I've been able to actually, you know, have the opportunity to get some extra clothes on. So that's very cool. Alright, so what I want to do is I want to keep open the temperature thing for insulation. I want to check 0.62. Because I don't know exactly... Well, I guess I can see the insulation bar here. By comparison, jeans are kind of the same. It's kind of hard to tell with insulation. It's kind of like a vague stat. But obviously, still too dang cold. And this isn't even as cold as it's going to get. So, you know, this is a problem, as you can see. Like, our actual internal body temperature, or core temperature, is too low. We are freezing. Now, of course, we do have a particularly high resistance to catching a cold, so we're not really that likely to actually catch a cold very quickly, which is good. But still, the freezing status gives us some pretty hefty negative modifiers to our movement speed and our attack speed, so we're pretty combat ineffective, and also we're going to be moving slowly. And we kind of need to, you know, get moving, right? Oh, of course you're thirsty the second I go away from there, but well, we need to try and find some bottles. You know, of course, we could spend the night here if we can get warm enough, but yeah, already. High chance to catch a cold, now we're losing HP. So this is already, like, bad enough that we're dying, basically, so that's good. I believe we're already wearing a sweater, so nothing's going to change there. Military sweater insulation is not very high. Actually, I think this has better insulation. These pants insulation is yellow at about half compared to the jeans, which is higher. Okay. Are we wearing socks? We're wearing long socks. I believe those are better. Yeah, that's not great. Yeah, we're dying here. This is, something that I was aware was going to be a problem, but I wasn't expecting it to be this bad off of this kind of a start. Pipes. Yeah, we need to start moving. We're just too damn cold. It's like, hopefully there's no zombies around this area, because I'm gonna be moving. Okay. Hammer. Crowbar we need. I already have one of these on. Yeah, this is bad. This is really bad. How long do we have? How much HP? Oh my god. Okay, we're probably just dead. I might have to tone down the fucking freeze mod, because this is crazy. Okay, so this is a house of some sort. That's a garage, and we're super dead because I can't actually get warm enough. Yeah, because there's no other... Yeah, there's nothing here. Or at least not enough things here. That's unfortunate. This is a really good spawn. It's unfortunate that I'm gonna die here because the cryogenic winter mod is just too damn powerful. I'm gonna have to see, like, what kind of, like, what level is required to actually survive this? This is crazy. Like, how much clothing do you need? Like, I guess we could be wearing a long sleeve shirt instead of what we have, and then, like, a leather jacket of some sort as well would be another, like, better thing than what we have, but, like, jeez. Yeah, all this shit's boarded up, so I can't even leave. Yeah, the store is barricaded. These windows aren't. And yeah, the wind chill is going to be making it even worse now that I'm outside. This is a cool spawn location, though. It's like a fortified little compound, like base. I'd have to move all that shit to get out that way. That's not gonna happen. Ain't got time for that. I'm dying. Let's take a look at the map. Is there anything close by that I can get to and, like, maybe loot? There are some houses. Okay. Alright, let's jump the fence and, fail to jump the fence. Jump the smaller fence. And we're gonna just try and make it over to, some of the other houses. We're probably gonna die on the way there to the cold, because this is ridiculous, but, you know. We'll make an attempt at it. Okay, so there are some zombies here. There is a zombie up there I just saw. So that's good to note. And by good to note, I mean, I hate that. I was nice and happy thinking that I was relatively safe here and there was no zombies in this spot because modded maps and zombie spawn locations being kind of whack and stuff like that maybe. But no, not that lucky. Oh, pardon me. Oh, thanks. Grain silo with some zombies in it? Nah, I'm good. Bye. Okay, so Keith number 2, unfortunately, you're pretty cool, dude, but you're also super dead because I can't keep you alive through this cold. So we're gonna have to do some tweaking. Unfortunate. Alright, you know what? Well, I'm going down swinging. Keith ain't no wuss. There you go. Denim jacket. I should have actually worn that clothes, but it doesn't matter. Is that enough? Am I still dying? Our hands and arms and head are still screwed. Oh shit. Oh. Actual legend, Keith. Leather jacket, wear it. Anything else? Anybody else got something useful? Long gloves, wear them. Shit. I don't see anything else particularly useful here, which is probably going to be the death of me, because yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't think that's going to be enough. I think we are still dead. But we made a good attempt of it. Let's see if we can kill this one last zombie before we go. So yeah, I think I might have to go to easy mode on the cryogenic winter because this is a bit too much. Even with like what I consider an extremely good start, we still just die to the cold, and there's nothing I can do about it. Like, maybe if I was inside right now and out of the wind. Let's see. Can I make it back inside without dying? Probably not. I don't actually know if hypothermic will kill me. I seem to be sitting at 1 HP. That's when you switch these pants out. If I do, I mean, I guess I don't die. I guess it just brings me to 1. Okay, so good to note. We don't just die from being hypothermic, so this isn't game over. At least not at this temperature. But it does mean that if I literally get hurt at all, then we're dead. Okay. Right, so let's grab this carbonated water. I'll give us a bottle. We'll drink that. Oh, I also can't get... Oh. No, I'm not taking damage from that, so that's something. Our carry weight's screwed because we have no HP. Let's drop some stuff that we aren't wearing anymore. So, yeah, let's put these pants back on. I'm trying to see if I can get our temperature back to a reasonable amount, so maybe we can regen. I like to wear, let's see, these jeans are actually the better ones, so let's put those on. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Keep the ranger pants if I can. All the ranger stuff and the military stuff I'll keep if I can. So we're not over the weight limit anymore. We're out of the wind, but we're still hypothermic. That's crazy. Like, how cold is it outside that it's like this cold inside a house? Like, I know that we're not doing like perfect on insulation here, but like the majority of our body is like giga insulated, and it's just not enough. We need like a mask or something to cover our face at the very least, but I did not find any of that. Huh. Weird that I can wear oven mitts and they don't like screw up my... Okay, sure. Okay, so let's see about grabbing some food. Take what we can with us, and I'll see if I can't drop some stuff because our bag is already full up. So what's taking up all the space in here? I guess it's like metal pipes. Yeah, they're taking up quite a bit. The crowbar is taking up quite a bit. I can't put that on my back because of the metal pipe, so just keep the metal pipe for now. The wonton wrappers don't really matter. I can get rid of them. The walkie-talkie is always going to be taking up, you know, 1.5 encumbrance. Unfortunately, unless I attach it to belt. I guess I can put it on belt left and it'll go down to 0.45 total, and that's not as bad. Okay, so good to note. We will not die, but we are sitting at 1 HP and we are gaining heat. Okay, we are warming up a little, it looks like. So if I look at skin temperature, body response, yeah, we're gonna heat up a little bit. Yeah, we are in fact warming up. Okay, so that's something. We do have a light at the end of the tunnel here, folks. We might not be completely screwed. Yippee. Of course, that is with the caveat of we have to be inside this building, which does not actually help us in terms of, like, getting a move on towards our eventual destination in the old extraction tracker here, which I will keep in the bottom left. So yeah, that's a problem, and we're already starting to drop weight as well. Yeah, so not great, but we're not dead, and we did clear out most of the zombies in the nearby area, so that's something. But we're already running up to our time limit here. So this area that we did scout out, it's... Okay, so, like, this is like a farmhouse, obviously, that's, like, kind of barricaded up. And these are just, like... My guess is they were just, like, sheds. I didn't get a good look at them, but they were, like, pretty small. So, like, farm equipment sheds or something like that. This is a silo. So we're really not looking at, like, anything particularly useful out there, but at the very least, the zombies are dead, most of them. So we don't have to worry too much about stuff around here, because we're gonna have to stay here overnight. Thankfully, with our temperature going up, it should hopefully get us out of hypothermic eventually. And once that happens, we'll begin to heal. Which means that by tomorrow, we can probably start to get a move on. But it does, in fact, mean that this day is a bust. So, with that, I think I'll probably cut here. And we'll return tomorrow with the first real day of our adventure. After Heath here gets some rest and heals up a little bit. I'll see you guys then. Just in, folks. We have breach. It's nearly nighttime, and we've got a situation on our hands. I have no idea where these zombies came from, how they got over here. I guess they probably tracked me because of this cold that I have, which I was going to talk about in the morning. But, turns out we gotta talk about it now because we're in the thick of it. I don't know where this many zombies came from. But thankfully right now, it seems to only be like 4. So, make that 5, because here comes another one. We're, once again dying from the cold. And 20 minutes away from hell. Okay. Let's not do that again, please. Anyway, that just happened. I was in the kitchen, swapping some clothes around, and, all of a sudden, just some zombies came wandering up. I don't know how they got there, or how they... I guess they probably heard me coughing or something? Oh, fuck me. How is that possible? There's one on the garage. I think it's just one. I have to let it in. Unfortunately, the mod should have just enabled, and, What's this one? This could be a sprinter, but, I don't know where this one came from. I just want to kill them all, and then all of a sudden I hear banging on the fucking thing. Well, hopefully they leave me the hell alone now. I'm getting, Keith to sleep, because we need to get past this night. I'll update y'all in the morning. And, hopefully we don't, get obliterated here, because things are not looking great for Keith. Alright, well, good morning everyone, if you can call it that. After a very long and sleepless night for old Keith here, we're back on the next day. We're still at 0 HP, but not dead, so that's something. Yeah, unfortunately this this nasty cold that we've got, is just not letting us sleep. So Keith is now sick, hypothermic, and sad and tired, and on the verge of being very tired again. So it's gonna be hard for us to really get much done today, but we're gonna have to try because this place is not safe, and, you know, we don't want to be stuck here in the first place. So I'm just gonna get us a nice little tuna breakfast here. Nice start to the day, although of course our food supplies aren't very wide either, so we need to really get a move on. I've also switched to the garden fork here. Seems like a bit of a better weapon. So I decided, since it hit 6, and 6 is when the mod kicks in and flicks the zombies back to daytime mode, I thought this was a good time to just get a move on, because of that, and I'm just not getting sleep anyway, so, like, we might as well just get moving and try and get the hell out of here. These might be worth taking. I need a good shirt, is what I need. Because we need to get out of here, because, like, the zombies have broken in, and they're just sort of, like, doing whatever the hell they want. These overalls might actually be useful. I'm not sure how they layer. Denim shirt. Okay, wait, this is actually good. Put that on. boots. Yes, 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 yes. Put those on, put those on, put those on. Okay, drop the shoes. We need to keep these cans. So how are they getting in over here? I guess they were just walking around and then jumping over this. My guess is just that they were hearing me inside somehow when I was, like, sneezing and shit. Ugh. So much for the 90% chance of not catching a cold, right? And here we are on the very first day, and it's like already we're kind of screwed. But we are going to try and make our escape here, into the woods and out. We are going to be heading in the direction of the mall, because there's nothing much else I can do, and, yeah. We're just gonna make a break for it and try and get the hell out of here. Oh, boy. Alright. Well, there's no sense in crouch walking, now that I think about it, because, we're coughing and sneezing constantly. Wow, okay, you're a fast shambler, huh? Well, let's, speed up here. We'll hold the old shift button. Let's try and get out ahead of these guys. I was not expecting there to be this many zombies out in the woods here, but, there are, so here we go. Whew. Okay, so... Gotta remember, if I get hit at all, I'm dead. I assume, because, you know, 0 HP. I'm not sure exactly how this works with me not being dead right now, but I'm just guessing that the HP removal from the, hypothermic effect just can't kill. I guess. I have no idea. So many zombies up ahead. Alright, you know what? Light Eater. Wow, that's neat. Oh, God. Okay, we're gonna keep on shuffling this way. Speed shuffle, we're going. I wanna be careful I don't use too much endurance. Because unfortunately we are slow as dirt, so these shamblers can keep up with us quite easily. And we just keep running into more, which is another problem. I could turn and fight. It's basically just whether or not that's worthwhile. There needs to be, like, a place that I can actually get supplies from, and I don't see that. It's just like some sort of road or something. Let's get out into this field here, and maybe I'll turn and start killing. I need to move, though, because they're getting louder. Ooh. Okay, well, I see more behind me this way, so if I'm gonna do it now, so... Oh, come on. Alright. Now that they're gathered up, let's lock in. Oof, that was dangerous. Please die. Okay. Thank you, Based Garden Fork. Alrighty, so let's see where we stand. Is there any unique gear here that might be useful? That leather jacket would have been nice. I think we have one, though, so that's fine. Oof, man, it's hard trying to keep track of the insulation stuff, because, you know, normally insulation does not matter in this game pretty much at all. So it's kind of hard to keep track of, like, what might be useful and what isn't. I'm basically just sort of looking over stuff, and if I see high insulation values, then I'll take it, but I mean... I am not really seeing anything particularly crazy here. Okay, but we do have some breathing room, so let's take a look at our map. We're just north of where we started. There was something over here, but it didn't really look much like civilization, so I think we're just gonna keep moving. Yeah, we're hitting the upper limits of fatigue here. Oh, God. Ridiculously tired. Yeah, so we do 95% less melee damage now, so... Unfortunately, that does mean that, it's gonna be really hard for us to kill things, and it's gonna do a lot of damage to our weapon. Which, oh, fucking Jesus. I was wondering where the hell that was. Thank you, Based Spear one-shot. Got them both? Yeah. Okay, there's another one somewhere, or was that one of these? No, I heard that guy, I guess. No, those tights don't give anything. Gotta be careful too, because my sight cone is also severely reduced, so... Bonk. And that's why spears are really good in Zomboid, because they have a one-shot capability from range. Okay, nothing there. Let's take a look at these two real quick. I don't see anything useful. Huh. I mean, this is, like, severely damaged, but it's worthwhile to note that hoodies might be wearable on top of what we have. I think I have, like a sweatshirt of some sort, though, that's, like, the same slot. I mean, we're wearing, like, 2 shirts, a leather jacket, which is damaged, a tank top, a V-neck sweater. It's crazy that it's this cold, that we're, like, still dying in this. I really do have to maybe tune that down a bit. We'll have to, wait and see what happens here, because if old Keith dies, I might end up tuning down the cryogenic winter to easy mode, which is a bit more reasonable, maybe. Because this is crazy. I was expecting the cold to be, like, a concern. Oh my god, come on. It's a bad angle. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I was expecting this to be, like, a concern, like the weather being like, oh, I'm gonna have to, like, you know, light fires and go into buildings frequently or something like that. And this is literally just, I'm just dead 24/7. I have 1 HP and I'm just gonna die the second anything hits me. Which is not exactly what I was expecting, but, you know, we're making it work so far. Who the heck is this guy? Come on, bruh. I ain't sneezing that loud. Oh my god. Did he actually hear me? I think he did. Maybe, I don't know. Let's keep moving. There's so many zombies out here. It's the middle of the woods. Oh boy. Yeah, they're tracking me. Well, I guess it's not really the middle of the woods, because I am following, like, a dirt trail or something like that, and I'm noisy as hell because of all the sneezing. Hold on, I'm just gonna go this way a little bit so I can turn. Okay. I'm gonna be very sad when the fork goes away, because the fork is saving my life right now. Shit. Nice. Come on. Come on. Okay. Polo neck sweater, but it's super damaged. This is sort of the other issue. Matches. I can use those to start a fire, maybe. This is sort of the other issue, is that I'm kind of destroying all these clothing, all the clothes of these zombies with my weapons, but, at this point, I think, surviving is a little bit more important than, not breaking clothes, so... Which is weird to say, because we are currently, you know, at a severe problem of dying because this, but... I mean, the zombies are the only thing that can seemingly kill me here, because I am not dying from being hypothermic, so... at this rate, though, we're never going to get rid of this cold, which means we're never going to be able to sleep, which is, pretty bad. Seeing as we're maxed out on fatigue and we do very little damage. Because, I mean, like, the second that this garden fork breaks, we're, like, kind of screwed. Because the rest of our melee weapons are not terrible under normal circumstances, pretty terrible under these circumstances, so might be bad. Is that a crashed helicopter? Huh. Oh, hi. What the heck? Alright, alright, alright. I don't know where the hell these two came from, but... Where is this guy? I can't see him. God, the vision cone. Come on. Enough fighting you. Stop wasting all of them. God, trying to kill zombies with a stomp when you have, you know, negative 100% damage, basically. Ugh. I feel like there's just zombies that are gonna come out of nowhere all the time. Well, I want to see what's going on with this helicopter, so I'm just gonna have to deal with these guys. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't be pussyfooting around here. If I want to get some stuff done, I gotta make moves because, you know, it's already 11. And we've only got until 20 to actually, you know, exist. Because, like, if we get caught out here with sprinters in this condition, like, it's just over. Where the fuck is the... Okay, there it is. I'm like... I heard the zombie, and then the stupid, game, director decided to throw the pointless, silly scream, and then I couldn't figure out where the hell it was. Just looking at this, it has no insulation on it. Alright, so yeah, this is just a crashed helicopter, huh? That's pretty neat. Oh, there's some more zombies over there. Is there, like, anything in it? It's not like a... Yeah, it's not like a vehicle or anything. Oh. Huh. Well, that's cool. You know what? These sparklers might be useful. Okay, goodbye. This wind is absolutely relentless. Okay, so we made it to a road. That's interesting. And also horrifying, maybe. Because there's probably gonna be more zombies around here than the already, frankly, a lot of zombies I've been dealing with. Could have used a one-shot there, but okay, it's fine. There we go. Okay. Still more. Okay. Only problem with the one-shot is that there is a long animation to it, so... Gotta be careful about getting stuck in that animation. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that V-neck is better than the other V-neck that we have. Yeah, it's the same thing. Jacket pants. Yeah, I don't really see anything crazy here. Crop top is no insulation. More zombies come out of the fucking woodwork because we're a bit sneezy. Or, you know, the sounds of combat. Could be that. I don't know. I'm honestly not that used to the, Sit the fuck down. What was I saying before this cavalcade of nonsense started? Come on. Die already. Oh my god, just die. Holy. Like I was saying, I'm not that used to the, Oh, and we died. Why did I just randomly die? Okay, frankly, I have no idea why I just died randomly while stomping on that zombie. Maybe... exertion lowered my strength so that I took damage from over-encumbrance? I don't know. Either way, rest in peace, Keith 2. let me just lower the volume here so I can talk over the game. Or I could just lower my headset. So, a couple things. What I was trying to say before I got interrupted by that was I'm not that used to the having a cold thing. Being sick in Zomboid is somewhat rare, since I don't play much in the winter, so I'm not that used to it. I have no idea why I just died randomly there, but my assumption is it has something to do with, like, lowered, strength causing encumbrance damage or something. Otherwise, I have no idea. So, unfortunately, that's all the time I have for this video today, so we're gonna call this kind of like episode 0.5, I think. Like an intro episode, and I'll come back as soon as I can with an actual, like, episode 1 for this series. We're gonna keep going with this. I think that this idea has merit. I just need to tweak some things. I think probably what's gonna happen is I'm gonna take Cryogenic Winter down to easy, so that the temperatures are less ridiculous. It's still going to be pretty damn cold, and I'm going to need good clothing, but I think that it might actually be possible to be, you know, have enough clothes to not die instantly. That's my assumption anyway. We'll have to see if that's the case. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this this intro to this concept, this episode 0.5, as it were. And, yeah, so in the description is the mod collection if you want to play this for yourselves. Again, I highly recommend, you know, tweaking things as you see fit to make the challenge a bit more reasonable, because I think that right now it's kind of in an unreasonable state, and I'm going to have to do a little bit of work on it, but that's fine. Yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you join me again next time when we give this challenge another attempt, and hopefully we make it a little bit longer than 1 day with a sick survivor. I'll see you guys then.